Let us begin in stillness. Let us pause here together and let the quiet settle around us. We breathe in slowly and we breathe out. We notice the weight of our bodies, the ground beneath us, the air that fills our lungs without our asking. We are here, now, in this moment, and that is enough. We come into this morning with whatever we carry, worry, hope, weariness, wonder. We do not need to set anything aside. We simply come as we are, and we begin. We give thanks for the gift of breath, for the rhythm of our hearts, steady and faithful, for the light that reaches us, however dim or bright, for the quiet mercy of waking once more to a day we have never seen before. We are grateful for the ordinary gifts, for water, for warmth, for the simple comfort of a place to rest, for the people who share this world with us, seen and unseen, for the kindness of strangers and the faithfulness of those who know us well. We give thanks for the capacity to feel, to notice, to care, for the ability to begin again, even when yesterday was hard, for the chance to choose in small ways how we will meet what comes. As we step into this day, we ask for the grace to see what is true, not what we fear, not what we imagine, but what is actually before us. Help us to meet the world with open eyes and steady hearts. We know that much of life is beyond our control. We cannot command the actions of others. We cannot prevent every disappointment or delay, but we can tend to the space within us. We can notice when we are reacting out of old hurts or borrowed fears. Give us the courage to pause before we respond, to take one more breath before we speak, to remember that our first reaction is not always our wisest one. Help us to see the difference between what is urgent and what only feels that way. So much clamours for our attention, so many voices insist that we must act, decide, respond immediately. Teach us to discern what truly needs us now and what can wait. When we feel the pressure to do more, be more, prove more, remind us that our worth is not tied to our productivity. We are not machines. We are living beings, and we need rest. We need silence. We need space to simply be. If we encounter frustration today, help us to meet it with patience. Frustration with others, with circumstances, with ourselves. Let us not add to the world's harshness by being harsh within our own minds. When someone moves slowly and we are in a hurry, let us remember that we do not know their story. When someone speaks sharply and we feel the sting, let us remember that hurt people often hurt people, and that grace is not the same as weakness. Help us to be gentle with ourselves when we fall short. We will forget. We will react poorly. We will say something we wish we hadn't. This is part of being human. Let us notice it, acknowledge it, and choose differently next time, without drowning in shame. Give us the wisdom to know what is ours to carry and what is not. We cannot fix every problem. We cannot heal every wound. We cannot save anyone from their own journey. But we can show up with kindness. We can listen without needing to solve. We can offer presence without trying to control. Help us to trust that small acts matter. A kind word, a patient silence, a moment of real attention given to another person. These are not small things. They are the substance of a life well lived. When we feel invisible or unimportant, remind us that we do not see the full picture. We do not know what our presence means to others. We do not know which moment of kindness will be the one someone remembers on a hard day. If loneliness comes to visit, help us not to turn away from it in panic. Loneliness is not a sign that something is wrong with us. It is part of the human condition. Let us feel it, acknowledge it, and know that it will shift, as all feelings do. If we are surrounded by people today and still feel alone, help us to be honest about that. Connection is not the same as proximity. We can be in a crowd and still feel unseen. Let us not judge ourselves for that. Let us simply notice it, and perhaps take one small step toward the kind of connection we truly need. Help us to listen more than we speak, to ask questions that come from genuine curiosity, not from the need to fill silence. To be comfortable with pauses in conversation, knowing that not every moment needs to be filled with words. When we are tempted to compare ourselves to others, help us to stop and return to our own path. Comparison is a thief. It robs us of contentment and fills us with either pride or despair. Neither serves us. Let us keep our eyes on our own journey. Give us discernment about where we place our attention. What we feed will grow. If we feed resentment, it will flourish. If we feed gratitude, it will expand. We have more choice in this than we often realize. Help us to notice beauty today, even in small forms. The way light falls across a surface, the sound of a voice we love, the taste of something simple and good. These moments are gifts, and they are always available to us if we have eyes to see them. If we are faced with a difficult conversation, give us the courage to speak truthfully and the wisdom to speak kindly. Help us to remember that honesty without compassion is cruelty, but compassion without honesty is not true kindness either. When we are misunderstood, help us to resist the urge to defend ourselves endlessly. Sometimes we will be misread. Sometimes our intentions will be questioned. Let us say what is true and then release the outcome. We cannot control how others perceive us. If we have hurt someone, give us the humility to acknowledge it simply and clearly. Not to over-explain or justify, but to say, I see that I caused harm and I am sorry. Then to make what amends we can, and to do better going forward. Help us to forgive, not because others deserve it, but because we deserve to be free. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean allowing harm to continue. It means releasing the grip that resentment has on our hearts. It means choosing not to let the past poison the present. When we are afraid, help us to name the fear rather than letting it run wild in the shadows. Fear thrives in vagueness. When we bring it into the light and say, I am afraid of this specific thing, it often loses some of its power. Remind us that courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking the next right step, even while afraid. We do not need to feel brave to act bravely. If we are tired today, help us to honor that. Rest is not laziness, it is wisdom. Our culture may glorify exhaustion, but we do not have to. Let us take the rest we need without guilt. Help us to be people of integrity, to do what we said we would do, to show up when we said we would show up, to keep our word even in small things, and when we cannot, to communicate clearly and take responsibility. Give us eyes to see where we are needed today and where we are not. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is step back. Sometimes it is step forward. Grant us the discernment to know the difference. Help us to be present to our own lives. It is easy to live elsewhere. In the past, replaying old scenes. In the future, rehearsing outcomes that may never come. But life is only ever happening now. Let us not miss it by being lost in thought. As this day unfolds, we will encounter things we did not plan for. Interruptions, surprises, changes. Help us to meet them with flexibility rather than rigidity. Life is not meant to go exactly according to our plans. There is grace in the unexpected if we can remain open to it. We ask for the ability to hold things lightly, our opinions, our preferences, our sense of how things should be. We can have convictions without clinging. We can care deeply without controlling. Let us be people who add more light than heat, who bring calm rather than chaos, who offer steadiness in a world that often feels frantic. And when we fail at this, because we will, let us return to compassion, for ourselves first, and then for others. Compassion is not a one-time choice. It is a practice we return to again and again. As we prepare to step into the hours ahead, we hold all of this lightly. The hopes, the intentions, the prayers. We do not grasp, we do not demand, we simply open our hands and our hearts, and we trust that we will be given what we need. We are grateful for this time of quiet, for the chance to center ourselves before the day begins in earnest, for the reminder that we are not alone even when we feel alone. We carry this stillness with us now, not as something fragile that will shatter at the first difficulty, but as something resilient that we can return to whenever we need. We go forward with breath, with presence, with as much grace as we can muster. And we trust that it is enough. Let it be so.